Hi guys, welcome to this week's Warlord Wednesday. A lot of you will be aware of the new game coming out from Warlord called Cruel Seas. Well, what you may not be aware of is if you get this month's War Games Illustrated, I think it's released on the 16th of November, on the front there is a pack of ships for the new Cruel Seas game. So if you want to have a look what the models are like, either pick up a copy and have a look at it, or if you want some of the models, go and buy this month's War Games Illustrated. Also, point to note, this Sunday is Armistice Day. I am planning to remember the fallen soldiers by playing a large game of bolt action. So hopefully next week's show I'll give you a bit of stills or maybe even a little battle report from that. It should be good. There's going to be 3 or 4 players on a massive game, 3,000 points aside. So in this week's show I'm going to show you how I base my 15mm French Dragoons. But first we're going to have a look at this, the Black Powder 2nd edition. Now, I'm not going to go through the rules because there's plenty of videos going through the rules, but what I will have a look is at the scenarios in the back, because there's more in this one than there was in the original book. So we're going to have a quick look at the scenarios in the book. So let's go to the table and have a look at this. Okay guys, so here we are with Black Powder 2nd edition. Very nice it is, a nice big thick book consisting of 200 pages. It's number 199. So it's a 200 page book, and very nice it is. It's got an index, which Black Powder version 1 was lacking in any sort of reasonable form. The rules themselves are basically straightforward, and not much. There is slight subtle changes. There's changes to command and that, but I'm not going to go through that because there's plenty of videos out there that cover that. What I'm more concerned with is this bit, the scenarios, because I think how good a game is not so much every game out there, from the basic game to the complex game, all have rules. Every game has rules. What gives a game its longevity and its playability is the scenarios, the amount of background thought that's gone into it. Now this is chapter 3, and scenarios. I mean, look, half the book is scenarios. Really gone to town on the scenarios on this one. So we've even got a little map showing you whereabouts the scenarios took place. So we'll have a look at, let's see. So let's have a look at this one. Battle of Bunker Hill, which is from the American War of Independence, 17th of June 1775. So we've got overview, armies, order of battle for British and for rebels, and then we've got a bit of background, how to set the table up, a map of the table, and then dispositions and objectives, and then we've got the Crown forces and the rebel forces, and we've even got some stats for each of the units, special rules for each of the units. So we've got brave, stubborn, superbly drilled, elite for the British, and then for the rebels, the Americans as they are now, first fire, unreliable, wavering. So it gives you, so you're looking at that. I mean, that's a scenario. A lot of books will do a scenario and it'll be 1 page. It'll be, here it is, this is your scenario, lay your table out like this, do this, this, this and this, and that's it. So there's a lot more been put into each scenario, and this one is one of the smaller ones. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's 6 pages long with a scenario. Let's just see how many's on the next one. So the next one's Battle of North Point, War of 1812. Again, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's 6 one. Next one's Cordy Bra. That's 6 pages as well. So it really is good. I mean, let's have a quick look at Cordy Bra. So that's a nice table set up there. So there's 10, not many there. So again, background, lots of pictures. Obviously they've played through the scenario and took pictures while they were doing it. And more pictures. Scotch Greys, Highlander Brigade. More pictures. More pictures. And then we've got Napoleonic armies. And you've got the list and the stats for each unit. And then the next one's the Eve of Waterloo. Hey, look at those lancers there. So as you can see, it's really good. There's a lot of work gone into the scenarios at the back. I say the rules are like any other game, comprehensive, laid out in quite a logical order. They've actually improved the layout of this issue quite considerably over the old one. The basic rules are the same, but the way they've laid out the book, there's a few alterations, but actually I'm not going to go into. As I say, there's plenty of other reviews on the book out there. You look at Brigade 1, Brigade 2, Brigade 3, Brigade 4, Brigade 5. That's a lot of brigades. One day I might have that many figures. Yeah, so really good book. I'm made up with it. I can't wait to get me next lot of figures done so I can have a game and try out the new rules, do a little battle report and tell you what they're like. Okay guys, so I'm going to show you how I based my 15mm Napoleonics. This is how I based all my 15mm Napoleonics, so they all match. There is many ways of doing this, but this is the way I find easiest, and I think it works well for me. So first off is put your figures onto your base. Now the way I do this is I put the figures on the base, and then when they're in position I put a blob of super glue either side so it runs under the base and sticks them together. It's not such a requirement for putting 2 horses on, but when you're doing a stand with 6 figures, I find it easy if you position all 6 figures first and just put a blob of super glue by each figure and then they set in place. It makes them, it's easier for me to get them in more uniform position. Okay, so first thing I did is I used this dark earth texture paste from Vallejo, and so I just put it round the base of the miniature. Now what I've done here is I've put the texture paste on. You could actually paint the bottom of the miniature first if you wanted to. Pre-painted the base of your miniatures, then you could actually miss out the next step and just actually flock the base. But what I do is I painted the base brown, so I've used this Vallejo flat earth. I've painted the whole of the base brown. Then once that was dry, covered it in watered down PVA, and I applied flock. I think this is Summer Meadow. And again, once that's dry, I then paint the edge with this game colour Verdi Camouflage because that sort of ties it in with my wargaming cloth. So what I'll do is I'll finish off the rest of the unit doing the basing, and then I'll show you the whole unit on my gaming table, show you what it looks like. Okay guys, so that's my unit of dragoons done. I'm pleased with how they turned out. There's the officer and musician. Unfortunately the sword snapped. I'll have to try and do something with that. That's the first unit of dragoons done, and I'll try and get the second unit done this week, and then on next week's episode I'll show you my 2 units of dragoons, and then I'll have to make a start on my 2 additional units of line infantry. Okay guys, so that's it for this week's Warlord Wednesday. Hope you enjoyed it. See you again next week, and stay safe out there.